Okay, so now we're going to go into the details of the Minecraft launcher. Probably if you've played the game, you have seen this, um, but you might not know all the um, ins and outs and what it can do. So once you've installed Minecraft, you will see this little grass block. It's usually installed in your applications folder. I highly recommend that you put a copy of it on Alias. It's called Alias in Mac and Shortcut in Windows. Put that on your desktop. Or some for us Mac users, it'll sometimes you can save it here in your dock. But you want to be able to access just the application block right here. This is going to open the launcher. You get some stuff that looks like it's going to be an error, but it's actually launching. It's doing some Java stuff in the background. Okay, so here's what your launcher looks like. Um, all this stuff in the middle that looks like it should be important really doesn't affect you at all. This is just like Minecraft news. It's like a big ad for Minecraft. Lets you know it's new things are happening. For instance, at this point in time, Minecraft 1.9 is about to launch, and so when it gets ready to launch, it'll tell you that it's ready. But specifically, I want to talk about these areas down here. So this is the Switch user. My son, one of my sons, his user ID is Fluffleboy13, and this is where you would switch it. In our household, we have multiple users, 3 different people that use Minecraft on this computer. So this is where you would switch from one to the other and decide which one is going to play. Where that becomes important is particularly if the players have different skins, which means they just look different in the game. So people usually like to play with their own skin. So that's that part. This part here we're going to talk a lot about when we're installing add-ons. This is the profile editor. And what happens is when you first get Minecraft, it automatically creates your first profile for you and it names it after your user ID. So it created a profile called Fluffleboy13. And if you go edit profile, you can see what that's about. The things that you're going to be interested in are the profile name and the version of Minecraft that it's using. The initial profile that they provide chooses to use the latest version. So that means when it does update to 1.9, when you log on, you will be in the most recent version. I'll just say something about this. Automatically ask Mojang for assistance. When you create a profile, it automatically has that checked. I don't know if that does any good at all. I've never had Mojang assist me with anything if my computer crashes or even notify me that they know about it. So you can leave that on or off. It doesn't matter. It just sort of automatically comes on. But right here is where you see it's set for use latest version. Again, that's going to automatically choose the latest version. But you have all these choices of different versions of Minecraft all the way back to 1.0 that you could choose. These are relatively primordial. They aren't going to serve you very well. When you get around 1.5 or 1.6, sometimes there are YouTubers that have mods for those versions. So this is where the version of Minecraft becomes important, and we'll go over that when we get to it. So anyway, you can save or cancel. Right now we're going with this profile. When we start creating more profiles, you can choose amongst them here. Okay, and then this is where you hit play if you're ready to play the game. So basically you choose your user, you choose your profile, and then you hit play. I'm just going to kind of go over. So what it's doing here is it's downloading that version's jar, which means it's sometimes if you're opening a version that you haven't played before, it takes a little while because it's downloading the basics for that version. So this is, if you already play Minecraft, this is going to seem redundant. You can skip this part, but basically, here's your options. The first thing I do is I go into my options, music and sound, and I turn off that horrible music. That's just a personal preference. But there are you can see there's lots of different settings. This is where you can do your settings. This is where you can set how you want the mouse and the keyboard to work, things like that. So lots to do in there. You'll also see here's where we change our resource packs. So that's the options key. You have an option of playing either single player or multiplayer. And single player just creates a world on your computer. see. I have one here called HSC World. So you can either select one you've already played or you can create a new one. And when you create a new one, you have the option to play either in survival mode or creative mode. Just to give a quick rundown for those that don't know, if you play in creative mode, you have unlimited resources, you can fly, and nothing's going to try and kill you. That's a good place for people to start. The other mode is survival mode, and that is where you start with no resources, so you have to sort of gather them up. And if you don't find shelter, things will come and get you in the night, and you can't fly, and you can be killed. In creative mode, you can't really be killed, I don't think. And there's some more options there. So, but if you're already familiar with Minecraft, then that doesn't really mean a lot to you. So that's basically the launcher. Minecraft Realms, I honestly have no idea what that means. Look it up. I think it's still in development mode. Okay, so that's the Minecraft launcher.